Hello, my fellow struggling Christians. What are you struggling with today? Well, my marriage. I've been separated from a man, a narcissist, for a little over 2 years. If you knew his story, then you might understand he was literally tortured growing up by his family, the entire family. His mother used to joke and laugh that she threw herself down the stairs trying to cause a miscarriage. He wasn't wanted. And so he's known this his entire life. And he was always trying to buy their love. And I kept telling him to stop. You know, that he doesn't have to buy this. He doesn't have to do this. He's trying to buy their love, and it's just not going to happen. So I've been separated from him. He is mentally abusive, verbally abusive, and a little physically abusive. He has threatened my life. I recorded a lot of our conversations for my protection, and he says I used it to, this is just to prove that I'm wrong, you're right. No, it wasn't like that. If you could hear the recordings, you couldn't believe it, because I'm literally saying, Benny, leave me alone. Benny, stop yelling at me. And then, after a while, I snapped. I said some things to him in my anger that I've apologized for. And his theory on apology is, you can't apologize for it. Damage is already done. No, that's not what the apology is for, Benny. You know, that's not what it means. So he has a very twisted way of thinking of things. It's really warped. His mother used to play with witchcraft. Yeah, seances and voodoos and, well, not voodoos, seances and the Ouija boards. So these spirits have latched onto my husband, and he's a perfect vessel with his anger, his not forgiving, his hatred, and he's very vengeful. So every couple of months he falls off the reservation, and we talk really good for, about a month or two. We're talking, we're communicating, he's listening, because my husband doesn't talk. He doesn't talk to you. He talks at you, and you better not interrupt him. But he can interrupt you when I was trying to explain to him how I was feeling, how I felt during a certain situation. No, that's not true. That's not true. These are demonic spirits, plain and simple. So here's my struggle today. 3 weeks ago, we're talking. We are communicating again. He goes to this church, and Mike is the pastor of the church, and he's preaching on marriage. Everything he said is true. I listened to this guy. It's called the Millennial Bible Institute, and you can find it on YouTube. But I have the link to the Zoom so I can be there when everything is taking place. They do it on Sundays and Tuesdays. I need to do it on Tuesdays, but usually when I get home, it's late, I'm tired, and the time difference. He's in Texas, I'm in South Carolina. That's how far away I moved. So when we got off the phone, everything was fine. A lot of times I want to tell him I love him, but I don't. That's between me and God. Benny doesn't need any more emotional baggage. So anyway, I said, well, I'll talk to you sometime. And he says, yeah, you too. Bye, good. We're good. I haven't heard anything from him. I know you're going to say, well, maybe you should call him. well, he has wonky hours. I have a set schedule. He is an instructor for a CDL. He's been driving since he was 17. He's 61 now. Heavy haul. I've never seen anybody wheel a truck like this man. So I don't know what his schedule is when he has school, because it varies week to week. So Friday before Christmas, my daughter informed me that her and her husband are going to have another baby. So I texted him and said, hey, your daughter and son-in-law are going to have another baby. His response was cool, cold, and emotionless. Congratulations to you and your family. Well, my family is your family. My family know that there's something wrong with Benny. My children know that it's demonic influences, so they're praying for him. Both of my kids are. My husband has got a heart of gold. He does. But then the demons rear their ugly head. So this is a battle that he's going through right now. So anyway, like I was saying, 2-3 weeks ago, haven't heard from him, and then he texted me back saying, well, congratulations to you and your family. And I don't remember what I texted back, something like your daughter or something. Now, my daughter and my son are mine. I married my husband 18 years ago, and my children were teenagers. They were teenagers. And they love Benny. When he gets to going, he's funny, he's joyful, he's incredibly smart. He is literally a MacGyver. I don't know if any of you ever heard the old saying, the jack of all trades, but master of none. Not when it comes to my husband. He is the jack of all trades, and he is master of all of them. And if he's not master of them, he will get mastered on. So, anyway, I'm doing these videos, and I'm seeing the silver lining that I'm doing God's will. And then he texted my mother Friday and asked her to please call him. Now, I've asked my mom not to tell me what they discuss, because it just gets me angry and upset if he's victimizing me again, vilifying me. I don't want to hear it. So, anyway, then he called her today and asked what to do with my stuff. My stuff is still in Texas. I had to leave. It was either me or I was going to be dead. I honestly believe that. He says he wouldn't do that, but not when he threatens me and tells me to watch my back. He stabbed the countertop with a screwdriver, I think 4 years ago. And I brought it up and I said, oh, you would never hurt me? I said, but yet you stabbed the countertop. And he's like, oh, would you rather it be you? No, it's called control yourself. He gets out of hand when I shut down. He says I push all his buttons when I do that. No, I don't want to fight. I do not want to argue. I had enough of that growing up in my life. A lot of fighting, a lot of yelling, a lot of emotional abuse. So now he called today, and he had asked my mother what to do with my stuff. That he put it in storage. But yet when Hurricane Helene came through and we were on the phone, of course I had to drive to another town because we had no service where I lived because of the hurricane. And we were just talking, out of nowhere. Or I'm not talking out of nowhere. I mean, we were just talking about this and this, nothing bad, nothing ugly. Just random stuff. Just talking. And he's like, Tammy, I love you. I always have. And I was just silent. I didn't say anything because you haven't heard that in a while. The last time he told me that he loved me was probably March or April of 2022. So now here's my struggle. I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. I'm exhausted from this emotional roller coaster that keeps happening. One minute he's good, one minute he's happy, and then the next day it's like, well, this is what you did, and come and get your shit. And it's an emotional roller coaster. So, I will put the scriptures down below that are helping me right now with my stand. I'm standing for my marriage. If my husband was normal and did the things he did, I would have divorced him a long time ago, because he did commit adultery on me many times. And he said it was okay, that we were separated. No. And there's a little bit more into that of what I did. But he was pushing me. So he likes to blame me for what he wanted. So this is what I'm struggling with right now. I'm tired and I'm exhausted. And I know God put this on me because He knew. He knows I can handle it. And He knows that my husband is going to be okay. And we will be back together again. We will. I feel it. God told me this. I filed for divorce in 2019. And I was going to church and I started looking at things to save my marriage. I don't know why. And I found marriage helpers with, what's his name? Can't remember his name. And his daughter are part of it. And it really opened up my eyes. I knew that I was supposed to stand for my marriage. I had to stand in the gap for him, because nobody else will. He doesn't have any friends. He's got one true friend, and I think he's a great guy. It took me a while to warm up to him, but he's going through a lot too. So I'm standing for my marriage. And please don't make ugly comments, that I need to get away, that there's no cure for a narcissist. Well then, my God is more powerful than your God. Because Dominic Herbst was a narcissist through and through. And he's healed. Jason Carver, I've spoke to him. I've literally spoke to Jason Carver. And he even said, God can do all things, not a few things. And they say, well, you can't, a narcissist can't change because they have no empathy. But what I find amazing is that most narcissists have empathy towards animals. We have a lot of cats. My husband loves those cats. He does. He loves them. There's empathy. He just doesn't have empathy for people because of his life. So I can't turn my back on him. I'm standing in the gap for him. I am praying for him because his family won't. His family doesn't pray for him. But I'm tired. I'm tired of the struggle. I'm exhausted emotionally, mentally, from the up and down. I love you, I hate you, I love you, I hate you. Please pray. I'm asking you to please pray. Please pray for my husband and his salvation. And that God intervenes. Please. Anyway, that's what I'm struggling with right now. Comment below. God bless. Hey everybody, I'm Tammy and I am the Struggling Christian. I hope that this video or this podcast was a blessing to you. I hope it brought you comfort, encouragement, and strength during the storm that you're walking in, either today or yesterday, or the storm that you've been walking in for the last couple of years. But I'm here to tell you, listen very closely. The enemy's plans won't stand. They've already been canceled by the mighty name of Jesus. If you'd like to show your appreciation for this video or for my channel or for my podcast, you're welcome to give a super thanks. It doesn't matter the amount. What matters is that it actually comes from a cheerful heart. Every bit of support is a blessing, and I'm truly grateful. It helps me keep going, and it helps keep me sharing the gospel the way that God puts it on my heart, because there's so many people out there that are going through exactly what I'm going through, and they feel like they're alone. So until next time, God bless. I love you.